Hello, and welcome to Western Maryland Today. I'm your host, Kayla Calvert. On today's show, we'll be focusing on issues that involve our Frostburg State University students. We will hear from the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services Office. She'll tell us about the services they offer students. We'll also speak to a representative from the Programs Advancing Student Success, also known as PASS office. We'll learn about various services available to student design to help them succeed academically. Later, we'll learn about some helpful tips to find fun, inexpensive, or no-cost activities on or near the FSU campus. But first, we'll be joined by representatives of the Office of Student and Community Involvement. They will talk about the recently opened Paws Pantry. To help us start our discussion about the Paws Pantry, let's learn a little about the issue of food insecurity.
Food insecurity. Noun. The state of being without reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. There are 4 levels of food insecurity that describe the range of people's experiences in accessing food. High food security is where people have sustained and sufficient access to nutritious food and no concern that such access will end. Marginal food security is where people have had some anxiety regarding their access to an adequate food supply, but the quality, variety, and quantity of their food supply was not significantly reduced. Low food security is where people have had to reduce the quality and variety of the foods they eat, but the quantity of the food intake was not substantially disrupted. Today, we're going to discuss very low food security. 44% of students on college campuses report falling into the low or very low food security range. 15% have lost weight because of issues of access to sufficient food supplies, and 20% report not eating in a given day due to insufficient access to food. Frostburg State University began the Paws Pantry in an effort to help. Once a month, the Maryland Food Bank delivers about 1,500 to 3,000 pounds of food to the pantry as a community partner. Campus and community volunteers help unload the truck and stock the pantry with various non-perishable food items and necessities. FSU students then have access to these food items at no cost. The Paws Pantry stocks a variety of items. While selection varies, some common items include pasta and pasta sauce, canned fruits and vegetables, macaroni and cheese, quick fix meals, soups, peanut butter and jelly, various spices, flour, other types of sauces. If you are an FSU student in need of additional food, please visit the Paws Pantry. Items are free for students in need and are provided without question or judgment. Now, back to the studio, where Kayla will be talking with 2 people involved with the Paws Pantry.
Hi, I would like to welcome the Director of Civic Engagement, Patrick O'Brien, and the Coordinator of Paws Pantry, Melanie Hutter. Hi.
Hi.
So first things first, Melanie, what is Paws Pantry?
Paws Pantry is a food pantry that we've developed on campus for all FSU students.
Okay.
And it's at no cost, and it provides non-perishable foods and basic necessities.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Next question for Mr. Patrick O'Brien. How did the idea of Paws Pantry come about?
So it was actually came about by a handful of people on campus, faculty, staff, even some students from the Lions Club and with support of SGA, seeing some of the issues on campus that students have had with food insecurity.
Right.
They came together and started chatting about it and working towards a plan, and soon enough it was developed.
Okay. That's good to know. So Melanie, with what Patrick said, how can students, get involved? How can they help?
As far as volunteering?
Yes.
Okay. We actually are going to have Wednesdays that students can volunteer to help with cleaning and stocking the shelves.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing that every week. And then once a month, we'll be needing volunteers to help unload the truck that we're getting from the Maryland Food Bank.
Okay. And then how can students actually use it?
So students can come to the pantry when we're open on Mondays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Or they can email me.
Okay.
And then all they have to do is just stop by and fill out a simple intake form, and then they can come in and shop anytime on the days that we're open.
So what can students do? I know you already answered it, but what can they do to, provide more for you? Just give them cans or anything else specific, just besides cans?
As far as what we're looking for, probably the things that they like the best, I would say, would be peanut butter and jelly, canned meals like soups, Chef Boyardee, boxed meals like Hamburger Helper, mac and cheese, And then for some reason, canned fruit is
Okay.
a very popular item.
Okay, okay, all right. So how is the pantry staffed?
So Melanie is our coordinator. She's a full-time AmeriCorps member. So we've actually utilized the A-Star and Western Maryland AmeriCorps program on our campus to help support this program.
Okay.
So through some funding to allow Melanie to be a full-time member as a coordinator.
Okay, okay. It's getting involved, helping, again, would just be donating cans, you said fruit, anything else that you can think of besides that?
I know some of the students have been asking about can openers. So, I
Okay.
mean, if they want to do something other than food, they can do something like that, because a lot of times we'll get cans donated
Right,
that
right.
don't have the pop tops
Right,
on them. But other than that, that's pretty much it. There are some students, organizations that are doing their own food drives also.
Okay.
And they get their own table
Right.
set up somewhere, and then they just drop it off to us at the
That's
pantry.
perfect. So other organizations actually getting involved?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
they're actually very involved.
Okay, well, that's perfect, that's perfect. And then I guess the last question would be, is there anything else you'd like to add, any of you?
So I think one of the big things is we've just been kind of overwhelmed by the support for this on campus and off campus. The Maryland Food Bank has allowed us to be part of their pantry program, school pantry program. So they donate 1,500 pounds to 3,000 pounds of food once a month to us, all for free.
Okay.
Staff and faculty and the community have come out and done donations for us to get us started. Everybody's really come together for this. It's been really wonderful. So.
Thank you so much, I guess, for joining us with us today in the studio and sharing this information with our viewers. Coming up after this quick break, we'll be learning about various other services offered on campus, and later we'll learn about some fun activities available on or near the FSU campus. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Kayla.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable, and with you when you had your heart broken. They were with you when you shared your love with the world, and with you when she became your world. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by Ms. Letitia Cooper, who is a learning specialist from the Office of Programs Advancing Student Success, also known as PASS. So, hi, Ms. Letitia.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well as well.
Good.
So first things first, I would like to know, what is the main purpose of the PASS office?
The main purpose of the PASS office is to kind of pass students. I know it sounds funny, but we are a support service. So our main goal is to academically help support students. So both in and outside of the classroom, our goal is to help students become self-regulated learners.
All right, okay, perfect. Thank you. The next question is, what services as a learning specialist do, I guess, you offer?
Well, I offer quite a bit of services.
Okay.
So one-on-one, I work with students on note-taking, time management, organizational management, workload management,
okay.
study strategies, test-taking strategies. I also do content-based tutoring with students to help them learn how they best learn.
Right.
But I'm also the coordinator of the Academic Skills Tutors, formerly known as the PAL program.
Right.
And so they do everything that I do.
Right.
So yes.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is, do you mind, I guess, letting us know what academic skills tutors, have? Or
Yes. So the academic skills tutors they focus mostly on humanities and social sciences and our fine arts. So art, theater, philosophy, history, psychology, sociology, all of those classes that are really heavy with the reading and the note taking and having to really comprehend and understand. That's what they do. But they also do everything that I do on a one-on-one basis. But we have tutors that kind of what we say double dip. So they can be natural science tutors, so they can tutor in biology, but they can also tutor in history as well and teach you how you study differently for history than in biology.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. The next question is, I guess, can you tell me, more about the tutoring center in general?
Yes, absolutely. So the tutoring center is actually on 151, which is right up the hall in Pullen Hall, and it's under Mark Smith, the director of tutoring services. But they are really just course content tutoring. So they don't really do the learning skills part of it. They just really, if you have a course and you need content help, they help you with that. And it's really with 100 and 200 level classes, mostly in all the other areas that the academic skills tutors don't do. However, if you are in need, just come see us and we'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. How can faculty members refer students to your office?
They can just call the PASS office, they can email me, they can send students our way, or to the Academic Success Network in general. Within the Academic Success Network, we have the CAR office, which is the Center for Academic Advising and Retention, and we also have Student Support Services, which is the TRIO Support Services. So if you just refer them to anybody within the Academic Success Network, we'll help them.
You make it work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I know, but do students have to actually pay or?
No. And that is the one thing that I try to get through to students is this is a free service. You have to pay no money, nor will we put a billboard on 68 to let anybody know that you're receiving any of these services. They're all free and confidential. We're here to help you.
Right, we definitely want our students to take advantage of the resources. Definitely, okay. And then is there any other services that I guess you can say we have not talked about in breath? Okay, go ahead.
Yes. We have so many things within our office. One of the things within our office is disability support services that a lot of people, it just falls under the PASS office. A lot of times when students hear disability support services, they hear the word disability and they stare away. But it really is an office where if you are struggling in any area, you've had an IEP, or if you are dealing with anything and you're not sure, just come to the PASS office. If we need to send you to disability support services, absolutely. It's just another resource to help you within the classroom.
Please don't be shy. Try to tell people don't be shy.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you. So I guess I already answered this question, but it is located in Pullen, correct?
That is correct. We are in Pullen 150. So we're kind of right there in the middle. If you go down from admissions, we're right there, and if you go around the corner from billing, so we're right there in the middle.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Letitia, for coming in with us today. All right. I guess still to come, we'll tell you about ways to find fun events and groups that may be interest to you. But now let's take a few minutes to learn about the Counseling and Psychological Services office at FSU.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. But I need that back. No. Kevin!
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
I'm your co-host, Jesse Puffenberger. I would like to welcome to the show the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services at Frostburg State University, Dr. Patricia Robison. Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, can you please tell us what services your office offers?
Yes, we're pretty much focused on counseling services with a little bit of psych assessment. The counseling services involve individual therapy, group therapy. We sometimes will do couple therapy, and so it's really a regular counseling center with those sorts of services. We also have limited psychiatric services. Our psychiatrist is there a couple days in the afternoons each week, and you also have to be in counseling to see the psychiatrist. We do a lot of outreach and consultation, some training, almost anything you can imagine that would meet the psychological needs of students on campus.
Okay, all right. Are there any costs associated with these services?
No, the services are completely free.
Wow.
The only thing that a student would end up needing to worry about is if they ended up being prescribed medication. That would, of course, have to be paid for by insurance, but otherwise, all the services are free.
Oh, okay, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Are there any other services that we have not talked about today?
Actually, probably the biggest is our crisis intervention services that are available. During the week, we have one counselor every day that's on duty for anybody who needs to be seen immediately. So they could walk in, they could call and give us a heads up. A faculty member could call, a staff member, a friend could walk somebody over. And after hours, we carry a crisis phone. So we basically are available by calling campus police and that they need to talk to a counselor. And they would call us on our crisis phone 24/7, and we even carry it during holidays and over the summer. So whenever any of our students would need us, we'd be available.
Oh, wow. How should students wishing to be seen by someone in your office go about scheduling an appointment?
Okay, the easiest thing to do is either to come into our offices, which is in Cumberland Hall, or in the basement. There's a ramp that leads into our office, and can make an appointment that way. They could also call our phone number. The least helpful way is to email us, which most people do, but we can't do that back and forth because scheduling's kind of a nightmare to do that way. But either coming in or calling, they could make an appointment for an intake.
So what are your hours?
We're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And there's even someone usually available across the lunch hour if a student needs to come in during that time.
Dr. Robinson is the Director of FSU's Counseling and Psychological Services. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Jesse Puffenberger. Now back to you, Kayla.
We have learned about some important student services. Let's now talk about how you can find interesting events to go to on campus or groups to get them involved. Every Monday, Spotlight Online arrives in your FSU email that has a list of a variety of events for the upcoming week. If you prefer social media, check out at Frostburg's UPC on Facebook for upcoming events, including movie nights, Lit at Lane, and other Lane Center events. Also, at Frostburg State SCI, for FSU Department of Student and Community Involvement's Facebook page to find events with Greek life, inexpensive concerts, various competitions, and more. Maybe you're looking to join an organization or see other events that weren't listed in the other areas. If so, go to the Bobcat Connect website where you can view a list of planned events and find organizations. If you don't want to go on social media or on the website. Stop by the Lane Center and visit the various organization tables that are set up throughout the day. That is our show for today. Thank you for watching, and please keep a lookout for our next episode of Western Maryland Today. Thank you.